Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. We have some tillage that we need to get started on. It is November 22nd right now, and I have 0 tillage done and 0 anhydrous on, which for anhydrous, that's the same for everybody around here. Nobody has any anhydrous on at the moment. We've gotten just so rainy and wet. We were so dry originally, and we got so rainy and wet throughout November, and now we've just been rainy and wet for the past like 2 or 3 weeks, where everybody's like, shoot, I'm not even gonna get anything done this fall, and it's kind of put everybody in a weird situation. Basically, what we're gonna do here is, I've got the 8320R, 320 horse, and I've got a neighbor's Landau VT he's gonna let me use. It's a 26-foot VT. Now I pulled a 29-foot exact same VT and rented it from another neighbor down south at my southern farms, and pulled it with the 8110 because it has a tune on it, so it's got like 230 horse. So this tractor will easily play with the VT. So we've got to clear up some space here. I got to get the Soil Max towel plow off. Man, I wish we had more time to run that towel plow, because things were finally going good, and then we just got rained out like crazy. And I've got like 4 or 5 more foot to pull this planter back. So what we're gonna do here is fire up everything, do a little machinery shuffle. Right now it's 32 degrees out. Probably should plug her in, probably be a little easier on her, but we'll see if she cranks. Now I'm gonna let those tractors warm up a bit before I pull them out quick. To give you guys a summary of fall tillage, the Landau VT will go on corn stock ground that's going to beans. Any ground going to corn on corn, all disc grip. And I may leave just one field open for the option to go to corn on corn. And then I will also show you guys 2 different farms that I'm able to. One of them's a crop share, and then one of them's a cash rent agreement. But yeah, those are both corn stock, so I'll show you guys those farms once we get to them. The guy who rented me those farms is actually Mark, my neighbor, which you guys have seen in the video. So he actually lets us use this shed too, which is super nice. And Mark still farms and does a lot of seed corn and stuff like that, but these are some farms that are a little further us away, and he was nice enough to give me the opportunity to farm these. So really, honestly, an awesome opportunity, and something like I've rented 15 acres in the past, but I've never rented, it'll be 125 acres. I've never rented 125 acres. So there's a lot more additional acres added on next year. So I don't know, I look forward to the challenge. It feels like, you know, you actually got to have your crap in order. You got to have things managed right going into the spring. It's a challenge, and that's what's going to be super fun, is managing it all. So that's what I'm super excited about. Just gotta watch this end here, make sure I don't turn too sharp. Basically, I'm trying to get it just a little tighter in the corner, and then we'll get it all the way back there. There we go, perfect.
Taking off the plow was super easy. We could have done it in probably 3 minutes. Super simple, let it down, put it in float, pop the pins, get all your connections out of the way.
Is that like 13? So I've got one of my neighbors, Tony, that he's let me use his VT, so he's got it stored back here, so we're gonna hook up to it. Okay, it's a couple days later, and we're gonna go test out this VT tool. Now, it's pushing it a little bit, and we don't have much drying left in the fall, And so we're just gonna go test her. Sometimes you always wait, and then you go test something, and you're like, oh, I could have been going 2 or 3 days ago. Why did I wait so long? So we're just gonna go drop her in the field, test her. Spencer's gonna make a video about this, but Spencer ended up buying 50 acres on auction here after the auction. It actually went no sale, and he got it after the auction, actually. What better farm to go test on than the one that's a mile south that Spencer just bought? I think it's gonna be too mucky. We'll see what it does. We'll see what this does. Okay, let's give this a shot. It looks like they load trucks here, so anyways, any spot where somebody loaded trucks, I'm planning to come back with a ripper of some sort and rip up those spots. So if we make a mess here, we can just come back with a ripper, erase the mess that we make. So these are safety stops so that you don't drop the land all down on the road, and then also when you put the land all away for the winter, you can kind of just set it on these and I guess not put any pressure on hydraulics or anything like that. Spencer will have a whole video on his channel of this farm. I'm not gonna show it off or talk about it much because I'm sure he'll want to. Yeah, 50 acres, it's 87 CSR2 or 87.2. And I'll just say he got it for a way better deal than I bought my farm for, which is also 87 CSR2, so same soil quality. But this farm's a little bit different too, and there's an easement across it, so makes sense. Just gonna see how she pulls here. It looks pretty good. It's not as muddy as I thought it was gonna be. I just need to get our depth set correctly. It's actually not terrible. I mean, obviously there's some mud coming up, but we'll see if the rolling baskets are plugged. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be way more greasy out here. Biggest thing, we don't want to really plug these rolling baskets, and they look pretty good. All we're doing here is we are just scratching the top, 2 inches, and goal is any of these chunks, they'll just kind of mellow out come spring. We'll plant right into this. Okay, it's the next day and we're going here. I got the VT already adjusted here. We're getting some fuel in the 8320 here, and we're gonna give her a shot. There's a couple neighbors actually going with VT machines. Those guys are older than me. I hopefully assume they know what they're doing, although sometimes we all make mistakes. So maybe we're all in this together. Running her a little too wet, but most of it's working out pretty nice. It's loose stuff.
What's wrong?
Oh, I thought I didn't have my camera, so I wasn't filming much, but we got kind of an issue, guys. It's throwing a code that we're not getting enough fuel, like high pressure fuel code, when I'm at high RPMs, and the tractor rolls a lot more coal out the side when I'm at high RPMs. We're gonna try and change the fuel filters. I doubt it's fuel filters. I think it's something else. I texted Bryce, so I think he's got an idea what's wrong, but we'll pull her inside, get her out of the wind, and start diving into this.
Here's the 2 fuel filters. This one's cartridge, this one's spin-on. The code we're getting has to do with the fuel system, so we're gonna change the fuel filters first. When this looks at you, so we'll go 3/4 turn. That's about half. This one, there's a socket thing right underneath there, but it's also. Well, this filter actually looks kind of dirty. There's some darkness to it. So we got those changed out. It's electric primed. Unlike the 8110, you gotta make sure you don't get fuel in there. You gotta hand pump it. So if he cycles the key, I think 5-10 times, it's supposed to push the air out.
Change fuel filters. I have a feeling it's going to do it again because Why, if the fuel filters are bad, would a tractor be rolling more coal? Maybe it fixed it. Knock on wood. This head's made out of wood. There's not much in there. Oh, we might be lucky. So far, no issues, and the tractor's not rolling coal, because when I would shift from like 14th to 15th gear to 16th, it would roll coal. It would dump coal, kind of like the 8110 when it's pulling like a wagon or two wagons when you're shifting, it just rolls a stream of coal. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, we got her going, and it seems to be doing a pretty nice job around here. And we're really just trying to kind of go fast and chop up the stocks, not go too deep. But I do want to throw enough dirt on the stocks so the stocks just don't blow into the neighbors. No issues at all here so far.
All right, we changed the fuel filter and the tractor. Everything's running good right now, and the corn stalks aren't blowing. It's a very windy, cold day today. If the corn stalks were gonna blow, you'd think they'd blow the day that you're running it through here. So Grant's running it, finishing up this triangle, 10 acres. We got him all dialed in. I'll jump in it and finish the field here. Found a big concrete rock right there, and then there's sticks randomly throughout the field. I picked up most of them. You're always going to find some more. A tornado went through right here in order to land across the land.
Picking up all these giant sticks and then marking any tile blowouts. So far I found 3 tile blowouts. Got 2 more flags left. Hopefully we don't have to use those 2 flags, but just right in the waterway, it seems like there's a couple tile blowouts kind of all right by each other. So, and there we go. Okay, so what we're doing is unhook the VT, hooking it up to the 8110, and I'm gonna go hook on to Tony, my neighbor's ripper. He's got a 7-shank M&W ripper, and so 2 tractors is awesome because Spencer's gonna run VT corn stalks right ahead of me, and I'm gonna run the ripper right behind him for 80 acres of my corn on cornfield. This feels actually awesome, guys. This feels cool, man. This feels like we're a team. We're actually doing something. Spencer's taking off with the 8110. He's gonna head to the field. I'm gonna head to Tony's place, grab his ripper, and then head to the field. So I got all the grease guns in here. I've got the air compressor in here. Okay, we got the ripper hooked up here. Got her out. It's a 7-shank, so I'll be curious how the 8110 pulls her. And then I'll give you guys an overview, but in the back, got little cultivator sweeps to kind of level it out. We'll see how that does. Gonna throw some air in the tires. Spencer's out, VT in there. You can see those lights, that's Spence. And this is actually working good. It looks like it's doing a nice job from the road.
All right, we got her greased, we got her adjusted, and we're gonna see what she does in the field. And say the discs are plenty deep. I think he's got it tipped down too much in the front. All right, we made an adjustment up front there, and it looks like, yeah, that's it for sure. Before, the discs touched way before the shanks did. Drop her down, shanks hit. Discs are kind of doing something, and at least the sweeps are there. Take that out. Take that out. I think I can.
It seems to be level.
I'd say we're going 11, 12 inches deep.
All right, we're going good now. Grant's over there, you can see him. And we got this ripper dialed in.
Okay, it's next morning now. We got the 8320 all fired up, 8110 fired up, but here's kind of the goal of what we're trying to do. Our corn head isn't the best, and for corn on corn, you really need residue kind of sized and chopped up pretty good. Spencer's going in VTing right here. Here's a pass he didn't do, and here's a pass he did. And all it is just sizing up the residue real nice, throwing a little bit of dirt on top of it, but it's just kind of breaking down all this into chunks, cutting all the stalks in half. And then I'm gonna go through with the disc ripper. That front disc gain's gonna go over it, and then the ripper is gonna hopefully bury it. Spencer got way ahead of me last night, which works perfect because he can go a lot faster with that. He can go faster with that VT and cover a lot more ground on the width. He should be here in 2 hours and then just start going ahead of me. Pulled out some trees along the fence and cut any little small trees along this fence here, and I forgot. I laid them all out in the field. They're kind of all piled in a couple different spots in the corner. So to completely get this field all worked up, Spencer's gonna bring the dump trailer and we're gonna try and load them in the dump trailer and haul them off. Those back cultivator sweeps do a nice job leveling. We had to adjust the back sweeps there, get them down a little lower. And right now we're in we're right by the tile inlet, which this was all underwater from a flood. And you can tell in a lot of spots it just brings up big chunks. Big chunks are usually kind of a compaction layer, and it pulls hard right when you go through the ponded spot. Ripping in this pond may actually, even going to beans may actually be a huge benefit. At least coming out with an inline ripper and always ripping the spots that sit wet are probably a pretty darn big benefit. It seems like. I think the best scenario that we'll see, it's kind of getting tested. A lot of guys have been doing it for a while. It seems like it's gaining popularity, is strip till. And strip till corn on corn would be, it seems like the perfect move to throw all your residue right to the side, but leave a lot of residue on surface, best of both worlds, and going corn constantly, raising organic matter on these soils like crazy. Well, not like crazy, it takes forever to raise it, but that seems like the perfect scenario if a guy could get that dialed in.
But I did it anyway, and then maybe some would say your life was sad, yeah, but you lived it anyway. And so maybe your friends that stand around you watch you crumble as you fall down to the ground. And then someday your friends that stand beside as you were flying, oh, you were flying oh so high. But then someday people look at you, they're what they call their own, they watch you suffer. Yeah, here you're going home. And then someday we could take our time to brush the leaves aside so you can reach us. Hey, but you left me far behind. Now, yeah.
Oh gosh, just showing up. It's gotta be a little cold. Ty lives like a mile away from this farm, and I told his dad we were gonna be over here running. And he just comes flying across the field with his four-wheeler. So if you guys want some more good farming content on YouTube, check out Ty the Farm Guy. He's on YouTube. I've been watching you for like a year now.
Yeah, I like calling the number better.
Gotcha. Ty, get around your four-wheeler, right? Nice.
I'm scared.
Okay. I won't crash it. Okay, so Spence is with Ty. They're gonna finish up the last 10 acres there and just do the end rows, and I switched and jumped to the 8110, the VT. Anyway, so we're gonna go start VTing a new farm. So this is a farm, one of the rented farms here. This is actually a crop share farm, and yeah, it'll be it'll be super interesting. I've never been on it, so it's gonna be super interesting to see how they farm, how they work, what parts of the field yield good, what part of the field needs improvement. That's what I'm so excited for, is just to learn the land a lot more and learn these soil types a lot more. What's crazy is we put a P&K order like 2 days ago to get this spread, and I'm thinking there's no way, they've got so many acres they're gonna spread, there's no way they're gonna get this spread before I work it. And somehow key co-op, they got this spread like right away. I thought for sure we'd be on the back end of the list. So this is all potash. Okay, we got going, and I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this at all. We're in, I was thinking this was gonna work great on this farm. We're in Canastillo, high CEC soil, heavy organic matter, and I don't know if it's a chopping cornhead, but there's just a mat of residue out here, and that's what the chopping cornhead does. It leaves a mat of residue, and it's not working up terrible. Like, it's so tough to tell. You know, it's all crumbly and stuff, but it's like, darn, am I causing a lot of damage out here? That's what I really wonder. It's not too level across the field, so Spencer's worked up awesome, and that was 2 days ago. Spencer's worked up awesome. This stuff, what I'm debating right now is just running the disc ripper on this, which I said, going back to soybeans, doesn't need, but this is wetter than I thought. A lot wetter than I thought. I don't know. It's just working up a little more muckier than I want it to. Okay guys, next day, complete change of plans, which you guys maybe saw, but I got out here VTing, and this stuff did not work out good. It was clumpy. We're gonna have to come back in the spring, make a second pass. I thought I was creating more of a compaction layer than anything, and I didn't realize this Canastillo soil right here is super heavy, and so I don't know, this ground's pulling like crazy hard back here. I don't know if there's a compaction layer here or what it is, but if there is, we're finding it back there. So I wanted to get some type of fall tillage done. Just this, for going back to beans, in my opinion, is too aggressive, but maybe we're doing the right thing, doing it once every 5 or 7 years or something like that. There's a chance we're maybe doing the right thing that way. In summary, guys, I'm still learning, trying to figure out all this, what the best tillage practice is, if it's no-till, conventional strip, whatever. We're trying a couple different things, trying to figure out what works, and eventually, maybe in 10, 20 years, we'll kind of figure out a nice rotation. To say I know exactly what the perfect thing is, I still don't. We're just kind of trying to figure it out, but I understand why guys run ripper when you get really wet, heavy soils like this soil type here. I can see why it's a pretty popular tool.
I just got to the interstate farm, and there's spots that I think sit wet. This is a field Grant is renting, so we're new to it. We're gonna see how the BT works on this ground. Don't want to just smudge it up if it's too wet and it isn't slicing good. All right, we're going. It's doing a good job here, chopping up the stalks, put a little dirt on top. So we'll keep going. I think Grant's gonna come with the ripper and hit some end rows and driveway spots where it's harder packed, and then I think we're good.
Okay, so this is one of the new rented farms, and this one's right along the interstate. This is going to be what I think is a really solid farm. It's got really nice slope. This is what you want on the nicest fields, is when they have just nice, gradual, like B slope, like 2%, 3% slope is really some of the best farms and stuff. And so you don't want them too flat, you don't want them too steep, just nice, gradual slope. There's a couple of wet areas, which are kind of heavy ponded areas, but not much on here, so this is going to be super interesting. Plan is the VT's working good here, and if we get a dry spring, I'll be able to plant right into this come springtime. It's not too mucky or anything like that. Like the other farm was a little more muckier, and this is working pretty good. Well guys, it's a few days later now, and We got the VT hooked off the 8110. I just parked it there for now. And I took the ripper back, so we got the ripper unhooked, but we're gonna get like 3 or 4 days of nice 55, 50 degree weather. So we're actually gonna hook back up to the tile plow on the 8320, pull in our 8-inch main up the waterway, and keep tiling, because we only got like half that farm done, or less than half that farm done. So we gotta get this thing hooked back up here. Shouldn't take us too long. Hopefully get hooked back up, and that'll be the next video, finishing off Spencer's farm with the tile plow. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next vid. Thanks, guys.